Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at another figure in the Total Heroes line. This time we're looking at Sinestro, the evil former member of the Green Lantern Corps. He's now head of the Yellow Lanterns, because he's yellow. So, anyway, let's hop in the photo tent and take a look here real quick. Taking a look at the packaging, looks like all the rest of the Total Heroes figures. You've got the piece of artwork up here in the corner, and oddly enough, you have the Green Lantern Corps logo. You don't have the Sinestro logo, you don't have the Sinestro Corps logo, nothing like that. It's just the Green Lantern. And I'm kind of figuring, like with the Green Lantern figure itself, they use this one because of the recent cartoon from a couple years ago. People are going to remember Green Lantern Corps, but whatever. That's what they did. You've got the artwork on the back, you've got a biography, you've got a look at some of the other characters. One thing that stands out to me, though, is that even though he's yellow, all of his accents are yellow, everything is yellow, because it's Green Lantern Corps, it still has the green coloring on the package, and it also has green on the Total Heroes, whereas usually that color is changed to match. So with Flash, it was red. With Superman, I think it was blue. It's just they changed that with the different characters so it matches their overall color scheme, but he gets stuck with green because he's considered part of the Green Lantern Corps instead of being his own guy. So, yeah, whatever. Oh, one other thing I want to point out before we run away is that this look is consistent with his look in the New 52. The way he's got the almost like the flower petal pattern, I think they refer to it as, with these star spikes kind of sticking out. And he's got the black logo with the white lines showing the Green Lantern logo, which is basically the, or Yellow Lantern logo, which is the Yellow Lantern. Their version of it inside the logo. The funny thing is, though, the artwork on the back and also on the top front is not the New 52 version. This is the white with the yellow showing through. That is from the old pre-Flashpoint version of Sinestro. You can see the same thing here. It's cut off there, but you can see not only does he have the white logo with the yellow background, but there is the piping going up along the side of his costume, unlike having the flower petal kind of throwback version of his costume. So that's a little interesting to me, but then I'm also a giant nerd, so I find stuff like that interesting anyway. So, all right, let's go ahead and rip him open and tear him out of the package. Always one of the funnest parts of getting a new toy. Oh, and this one did have one of those stupid clear invisible rubber bands, but we will move on and grow stronger in spite of that. All right. Here is Sinestro, and once again, it is reusing almost all the same parts that we have seen in the Total Heroes line. We've got these same arms. You can see that almost like Superman symbol kind of carved into the shoulder there. You got the same big gauntlets. You got the same hands. Although he does have a ring hand, just like Green Lantern, but this time it's on his... What is that? That is his... That's his left hand. See, kids? That's how you can tell. It makes an L, left. That's his left hand instead of his right hand, because we all know that southpaws are evil. It uses the same body type. If we look at Green Lantern, we'll do that in a minute. You can see that it's actually got the same texture and the same carvings as on that one. It's the same legs. It's, everything. Just that we've come to see from the Total Heroes line. All they really did was give him new head, new hand, but otherwise reused all the same parts. Except for this. He's got a construct, and it's some sort of giant axe, hatchet thing, whatever, that can cut through people. Although, just like with Green Lantern, it fits into his opposite hand. It is not, it doesn't actually look like it's a construct coming from his ring. It's just the same translucent color, so you can tell that it's supposed to be from that. And just like with Green Lantern, it's hard to get into his hand because his hand is really tough for some reason. But there you go. It fits into his hand, and he's got the ring hand. Now, I do like the fact that they went for the silver paint. They went that extra step. I figured that was just going to be white lines going across there, but they went for the metallic silver, which makes it look a little bit better. I'm also happy that they left his hands the flesh color. I thought for sure they would paint them just the same yellow as everything else, and, you know, not worry about it. But the fact that they did that actually makes me happy that they took that extra step. We've got the same articulation as all the other Total Heroes. You've got your ankles, you've got your knees, you've got your hips, you've got your waist, shoulders, elbows, wrist, and, of course, the neck. Now, let me pull up Green Lantern here real quick, and we can see, if you compare the hands are identical, but they did make Green Lantern's just a little bit bigger. Because he is wearing a glove, and it's supposed to be part of that, part of the costume, they made it just a little bit bigger to show that it's a little bit different, but otherwise the sculpt is the same. The body is exactly the same. All the same arm pieces, all the same leg pieces, and if you look at the back, you can see that there is a little bit of texture up here. That's the same in both. You've got some texture down here. That's the same in both. And oddly enough, just like there was a little bit of red paint slop on there, there's a little bit of red paint slop on here, which I don't know where that's coming from, because obviously there's no red paint being used in either of these figures, but sure enough, that's what happened. I'm wondering if on the bottom, they always have these numbers printed on there, and that lets you know what factory it came out of and in what grouping it was with the other figures. And I'm wondering if these numbers are at all the same, but they are not. So, I was just wondering if maybe they came from the same factory production line. I'm not sure how well the white on yellow is showing up on camera, but these numbers are different, so they didn't come from the same assembly line, so it's not like there was the same thing dripping paint on both of them, yet sure enough, you've got red paint on both of those figures. But again, overall, this is supposed to be part of a kid's line. It's supposed to be bigger, chunkier, not as much articulation as you're going to find in a lot of the other figures, classics, and everything else, legends, that you're going to find on the shelf. But still, overall, I think it looks good. I think the head sculpt looks nice. It looks like Sinestro. I can look at that and instantly say, yes, that's Sinestro. Even though it's using the same parts that we see in the other figures, I think it still works with him, works with the total line. It'd look a little funky if it was Wonder Woman, but, you know, Sinestro, Green Lantern, having the same body type with just switched hands, it seems to work absolutely fine. So, I like the paint application overall, the way they made him look, keeping him consistent with his new 52 costume. I love the coloring of the Sinestro flesh, and the way he has that pink look to him. So, overall, I'm happy with the figure, even though it's supposed to be something a little simpler for kids. It works for me as a giant nerdy adult. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to go to popculturenetwork.com. You can find more reviews. You can find lots of interesting stuff about comic books and other toys and stuff like that we talk about every day. If you want to contact me, the easiest way to get a hold of me is on Twitter. It's at PCN_dirt. And I usually respond a lot faster through Twitter than if you try to send me an email or Facebook message or anything like that. You can also call our 24-hour voicemail line. It's area code 217-953-4025. And you can also go to jointheforums.com, the official forums of the Pop Culture Network. It's where all these great people hang out and they talk about stuff like video games, toys, and comic books. So if you want to get in the discussion and get in on the fun, make sure you go there and check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.